Amala. Hello, welcome.
Oh, thank you.
So, how are you today?
Oh, I'm great on this day. Thank you.
Cool. Do you have juice for anything in particular? Because my juice is just in zooming with you. So,
Cool. I'm open to whatever. I can't remember if I sent you the link to this article about what people are doing in British Columbia in terms of putting hearts on their windows just in solidarity to their community and
hmm,
upliftment.
that's nice.
So I did it the other night, and I'm hoping my neighbors join in.
Okay.
Not yet.
All right. Well, I got to join in. So, what's the heart of? Is it a picture that you drew or what?
No, it's just construction paper little hearts that that I cut out just to decorate the windows so that when people are walking around their neighborhoods.
Ah. So, are these red hearts?
No, I just used purple and green,
Okay.
two colors that go together famously in my world.
Yes, I know they do. I know they do. So tell me about you. Let's get out of the fact that we're recording this and let's see if we can get lost in.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
So how are you?
I'm doing way better since I did draft number 3 of my legacy.
Legacy. Nice.
Yeah, I wish I hadn't left it upstairs, but it's got that quality that you were suggesting.
Nice.
Made such an incredible difference in terms of feeling inspirational and feeling like vision page
Mm-hmm.
material.
Cool.
So yeah,
And you feel in your body too that sense of inspiration.
absolutely.
Good. Good.
Yeah, like there's definitely a kinesthetic to it, like a goosebumpiness to the to the possibilities, encoded in it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So is there anything that you would like to unpack or check in?
I guess the consideration of the next the next small step, small steps, Ellie.
That's it.
So that would be the consideration, and it feels like it involves devotion and learning what that devotion is.
Oh, God, love you. Thank you for the word learning because that's what I'm on right now for you. I think the small steps, if you go back to the movie Contact, which is where that line came from, I think the small steps that we're talking about is the awareness, the epiphany. And it's something, again, that you will discover. It's going to come to you. And I think that's the big one is learning what and when. And your job is just to be the who that allows that to happen most organically, that you're actually tuned to being she who discovers organically what comes in its time, and that part, if you're in that archetype within you, then you'll be getting the absolute downloads that represent the next small step. It feels like it's more of that discovery kind of piece.
And so the inquiry is like what state, what qualities encourage that. And so because that occurred to this version of me when you were mentioning that, and that certainly feels accurate and exciting too in terms of the discovery, and it also feels like it lightens,
Mm-hmm.
it lightens and loosens because there can be like this wanting to grab on.
Right. I call that squinting. That's when you're trying to really see something or listening, when you try too hard. It's nice to be quiet, but I don't know if that's really trying hard. That feels like that's clearing the mechanism, that whole idea of just, emptying the noise, the distraction, And then from that place of quiet, of stillness, not really squinting, but just being, I guess, satellite dishing woman who's not even trying, who's waiting for the obvious to present itself through the silence. Does that help?
Absolutely. And also, I think there's also a quality of, in the moments between the stopping and between the silence, to go with it as much as possible, going
Mm.
with the flow.
Can you do your best at defining the it in that phrase, in that sentence? And are there many its? And what are the its? Can we do that?
Going with it,
Is the it going to be the timing of what comes? Is it going to be the what comes? I mean, do you even know what you meant?
right?
Of course. Well, when you present it, it becomes clear that was all of it, right?
It's the timing, and it's also the the quality of what comes and the interpretation of what comes.
How about the it of when we say if you get your mindset right, you'll discover the rest? How about the it that comes from actually being in that archetype comfortably as satellite dishing woman who's just, the signal is out there, the dish is out there, you're waiting to see what you receive. There's no squinting. It's in a silence. You are giving yourself permission to go into the emptiness and let what comes come, discovering the it could be your peace in the fact that you're not pushing or squinting, not rushing or hurrying. And how does that sound or feel?
That feels awesome. That
Cool.
feels awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it's a receptive quality.
Hmm. So does satellite dishing woman really capture it, or is satellite dishing woman a component of this? I'm going to let the beautiful wife come in here. Come on in here, beautiful wife. You see if you want to say hi to Amala. Look at
Can you see?
she brought
Aw.
me
Oh,
food.
Hi, we're zooming.
Yeah, we're zooming and I
Okay.
got so excited. So you know that the thank you, baby. She brought me a turkey sandwich.
Ah.
Is
Oh,
that
oh, that looks great. Wow.
mm, mm, mm. So Francis didn't know I was zooming.
It was nice to have an excuse to see her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Archetype. Is it satellite dishing woman? Did you respond to that and I got
No, I
distracted?
hadn't responded yet. I mean, satellite dishing woman feels like she's certainly part of the team, part of the committee.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she is a great one for qualities of acceptance and going with itness in terms of the receptive portion, less so in the expressive.
Okay, so could you define what the expressive would be, or the qualities of the expressive, so we can get clearer about the
Right.
archetype? Who would we delegate this to? Talking about human toolbox.
Mm, wow. Well, two archetypes are coming in for that. One would be the going with itness, um, and the other one would be um, she who soars.
Hmm. Okay. And as you're considering those both, is there anything that's a lot more yes filled, swirlful?
One versus the other.
Yeah, when you just go through both of those, because I was trying to figure out.
It's interesting. It feels like the going with itness is almost like the entry,
Cool.
and the she who soars, there's more of a
Mm.
consciousness to it, at least at this point of the evolution of the archetype, in the getting to know the archetype. And so there's there's more of a mindfulness and a conscious embrace of the quality of soaring and
Hmm.
what that looks like, what that feels like in the body.
You know about, we talk about the telescoping practices or telescoping strategies. Are you familiar with that term? Do you know?
Like the telescoping antenna.
Right. In this case, it has to do with like successions, how you take mindfulness and you bring that into ease. And then you take mindfulness ease and you bring that quality into sanctification. So you're not doing mindfulness, then putting it down, then picking up ease. You're letting the energy, if you will, of mindfulness bleed into ease. And then the energy of mindfulness ease to go into, like a telescoping antenna, closing in and of itself. So when you get to creativity, it has all the other previous qualities in it. And so the thing about that and what you're saying and what I believe is that sequencing seems to be very, very important. And where your swirl came, that might be what's equivalent to mindfulness or the first quality that has to go into the second quality. And maybe you're getting to redefine this archetype that's most optimal,
Right.
like successions and how optimal that is. So, swirlfully, if you were to take your first archetype, you know, how are you wording her again? What are you calling her?
Going with itness.
Okay, going with itness. So, what would that going with itness then go into next?
Well, I was seeing that going with itness went into she who soars. And now that you've asked that question, the question is there a bridge archetype between
Right.
going with itness and she who soars?
Right. Well, I'm looking for something that is receptive, that is in that like discovery of what it's going to be, how long is it going to take, when's it going to come, and the openness to all of that.
Mm,
Something that allows organically a discovery which is more afferent, sensorial, that's coming into the system. Like that's why I use the term satellite dishing woman, because there was almost ability of what's coming in, or receiving,
mhm.
with absolutely no agenda or any parameters around it, that it come in a certain time and that all of that is preloaded, that you don't have to like squint. I mean, just getting quiet is perfect. It's ideal. And then if nothing comes in the silence, then that's what's coming in the silence,